Welcome everybody to the stream. I hope you're having an absolutely lovely day. This is the TPP The Peasent Podcast. We are here with the usual crew, ADKCue and Smileysgotagun. We've got our special guest today, Brisburner from the Dayz network, Mr. Danny Black from the Black Zone, and Vanilla Love from Devil's Wastelands. Today we've got a variety of questions. We just had a few technical difficulties, obviously with mics. They're good quality, good VoIP sound with Dayz. Drives you up the wall. But what can we do? We can just continue on with the show and get rolling. Alright, welcome everybody. I hope you're having a lovely day. Yeah, we still got a little echo. We'll let him sort it out. So, as we could do with most live podcasts, there's got to be at least a couple of technical difficulties. We kicked off last week with the Hotfix that was supposed to fix it all on Xbox Dayz. I don't know how your experiences are going, but we've definitely got a few things to talk about when it comes to this. Welcome to the chat, DM Tryptamine, Ponceface, Mr. Brisburner's in here, Mr. Danny Black, GDS Queen, welcome. Who else we rolling in chat? Vanilla Love's coming for a roll. Hope everyone's having an absolutely wicked day. You ready to rock and roll?
Roger that, boss.
Roger that.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Sweet as. Alright, so we'll do our one-on-one with our guest. First of all, we'll kick off with Mr. Brisburner. How are you? Welcome. Brisburner is the runner of the Dayz network. It's got 3 servers. Probably more into the future the way he's going. Started to multiply. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, I'm doing well, mate. Yourself?
Pretty good. So, Mr. Brisburner, how long have you been playing Dayz for?
I'd say about just over 2 years now.
Just over 2 years?
Yeah, or just under 2 years, but either.
That's it. And how long have you been a server owner for? When did you pick up the reins of the server owner?
Would have been last year, about, I think it was September. I opened my first server.
Your first server? And what made you decide to venture in the world of coding?
I don't know, I was just sitting there one day and I thought, stuff it, I'll give it a go, see how it go.
Jumped into the belly of the beast?
Yeah.
And since you are an owner and stuff like that, and how many hours do you put in a week?
Lately it's been like 6 to 7, but normally it'd be like 12 to fucking 20.
12 to 20 a week? Really cranking it in.
Yeah, that's back when I wasn't working and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, it definitely takes a toll when you're involved in the real life situations too and trying to run a full-time server.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you run all 3 servers by yourself, or do you have an admin team rolling with you, or...?
I'm just doing it solo at the moment until I can find some reliable admin. Well, not reliable, but trustworthy admin.
Yeah, definitely got to have that trustworthy. You hand your reins to your baby. You've got to make sure it's in the right hands.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, well, sweet as, my friend. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Mr. Danny Black, how are you? Oh, can't hear his mic.
He just left party.
He just left party? Where's Vanilla Love? Are you down at Riffy yet?
I'm headed that way right now.
That's just
Are you sure you want me to translate for Danny for you?
Yeah, you can translate for Danny for you.
I'm good, thanks, Greedy.
They need a bit more English.
Doing well, buddy.
So,
Thanks for having me on here today, man.
see, this is why we have our interpreter, just in case.
Ah, I also speak Chinese.
Supposed to be Chinese?
The same.
Hey, lady of many talents. Especially last night.
Wait, how do you know? Did I go live?
Yeah, you've been live.
Fuck.
While we wait for Danny, we all know our
He's back.
it's back.
And he's gone.
Yeah. Back.
Come on,
And he's
come
back.
on. Hello.
There we are. Hey. You still got your echo, but
I can't help the echo. Bollocks.
Oh, just pull the mic further away from your mouth. Sometimes that helps.
I can't because I'm using my phone.
that's it.
Ah.
Oh. Good old.
Shit.
You're good. Let me
Sorry,
drop.
go ahead.
I'll drop you down on the party.
Bouncing between mute.
It's definitely a pain in the ass.
I'm so annoyed right now. I can't believe this.
Ah, you're good, my friend. You're good. So, Mr. Daddy Black, how long
Shit.
how long you been playing for?
About 3.5 years. Well, 3 years and a few months.
3 years and a
Nice.
few months. Quite a while. And you've had between two and I think you had one stage had three servers.
I did once, yeah. One was like a mess around server. The other one was a no rule server, which was Cherno, and then one with rules at Cherno.
Yeah, very nice. When did you pick up the reins of an owner?
About 3 years ago in August.
Oh, so you pretty
I
much
remember,
jumped
I did
into
just
it.
before my birthday. It started off as like a PvE server, and I had this really weird thing where I had a lot of people join because my server was called Danny PvE, and I had about 20 regulars, but they all wanted PvP, but they kept playing on my server. It was sort of kind of annoying at first, and I eventually sort of went into the whole PvP thing because I only started the server just so I could get to learn the game.
Oh, that's a good idea. I think a lot of people
You
need
start off with
to.
just my own little 10 slot.
Yeah, that's it. Little 10 slot and just work your way up.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of those things that's available for those juice players.
I like to help them out.
How often do you roll Dayz during the week?
Sorry?
How often do you play Dayz during the week? On a weekly average, what's your average?
On my days off, I try and get about 6 to 8 hours in, but I spend about 8 hours of it coding at the moment. I code a hell of a lot more than I play it, but when I do play it, I try to do as much PvP as I can because I don't like getting bored of it because it just kind of turns into a job sort of thing
Yep.
when you're staring at the XML for too long.
Yeah, definitely understand that one. Well, welcome to the podcast. Thanks for coming down.
Thank you.
We'll maybe try and kill this
Sorry for the
echo.
microphone.
No, yeah, I was just thinking, after Danny speaks, if he mutes himself,
Yeah, I will do
it
that.
should, yeah. So when he speaks, mute, and then it should stop the echo for the rest of us when we talk.
I'll have to practice doing that.
It's one of those things, you just got to put up with it.
Oh, there we go. See, it's a bit better.
The technical difficulties of this bloody game.
Don't be afraid to give me a nudge and tell me to shut up, and then I'll do it. So I might forget to switch it off when I do.
Yeah, too easy. Alright, we're waiting for Mr. Vanilla Love. Mr. Vanilla Love, where are you?
kind of past Riffy. I was zoning out, or driving.
He's at Tizzy.
You're driving. We're at Riffy's ship.
Yeah.
You're driving down here,
Get it.
are
He's looting up.
you?
He's getting ready for a run.
He's going for a run. He'll come back fully stacked in about 2 hours. realize all the guns in the
I'm
back.
preparing for the end of. I'm preparing for the end of the stream.
Oh, don't worry about that. We got stuff here.
Yeah, there's plenty of things here.
Just come straight to Riffy.
I know. All right.
We'll get to see you when you come down here. But the best thing about parties, we can interview you right now. So, how long have you been playing Dayz for?
About 2 years.
2 years. And how long have you been in the admin game with Devil's Wasteland?
We were crazy story a little bit, but we were in a different Discord, but we decided to go on our own. So, and since we took over Devil's Wasteland, as the name is now, it's been about 8 months, but I've been admin for about a year total.
Well, that's not too
For the
bad.
server.
So you basically took over a different somebody else's server who stopped obviously using the brand name or using a name, and developed your own server off that name.
Yes.
That's a very interesting concept. A very good way to sort of give yourself a little kickstart, I suppose, when it comes to maybe A, having an already existing player base, and B, having the ability to be able to shout out what your server is in the existing Discord.
No, we can kind of shut down the whole Discord, everything. We kind of had to go on our own and start off that way.
And did you have to seek permission to use the name, or you just decided that was a name that you liked, and because it was shutting down, we'll take it over?
We decided we asked permission and went about it the right way. We're not trying to take his name in case they wanted to open back up or whatever. You know, they could still use their name, but they gave us permission to use it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool of them. I guess for their benefits, it's their name gets to continuously live on for what they created, and especially if it's got a good name under the server, you get that little reputation from it.
That is, they didn't really have that too good of a name. That's kind of why they shut down. 'Cause
Oh.
their admins and everything they had just weren't working out.
Oh, that's quite interesting. So you just took the name because obviously you guys liked it, Devil's Wasteland. That's interesting that you. I don't know if that gives you a bit of a disadvantage to start off with, or an advantage just to bring something new and a new light to the name. That's very interesting. I've never come across anything like that in my paths of someone taking on a name, especially a server that probably got a bad rap and trying to change it around. How often do you spend playing Dayz and getting involved in Dayz?
I try to spend about a couple hours a week, maybe 6 hours a week, but between coding, because I do a lot of the coding,
Yep.
between that and work, I don't really, maybe I spend about 2-3 hours a week on it.
Yep. You got to also keep that balance sometimes when it comes to work, life, and obviously server ownership and gaming. Yeah, we're just in the middle of the
Yeah,
ships
family,
and family and stuff.
got 3 young ones.
Always got
Age
well,
of
with the young
5.
family and stuff like that. Is it a lot easier to have with the admin team?
Yeah, the admin team, I mean, we don't really have a big admin team. We have 3 people that actually do work.
Yep. Yeah, fair enough. Well, welcome to the show.
Do they call you Vanilla Love because you have an extremely lovely voice?
No, it was just a name that I had since I was a kid. My brother had it and kind of just gave it to me, so I kept with it.
Oh, like in real life?
It was his gamer tag that he gave to me.
Oh,
Oh,
thought that was a bit odd that you're walking around in real life and people yelling out, "Hey, Vanilla Love."
that'd be still cool.
Uh,
I wouldn't mind being called Vanilla Love. But you have to say, hello, it's
Yeah,
Vanilla
it's pretty
Love.
sweet. Yeah,
uh,
If it's
accentuate
said in
the
a nice,
love.
deep, dark voice.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
Love.
real love.
All right, so we kicked off with 1.20 and the legendary hotfix that was going to fix all the issues that was currently arised. I believe the JSON files error is semi-fixed. I know there is still a few things that are still playing up, but still falling through the map. I'll start off with you, Brisburner. What's your thoughts on the latest hotfix of 1.2? How has the latest update affected your server?
From what I've seen in my server personally, it hasn't really affected much, to be honest. Because I've been like running around the map daily, checking all the locations and stuff, and there's not really much going on there. So, yeah, I haven't really had much drama with it, to be honest.
So you go all three servers, you come away scot-free. That's I suppose lucky on your scale. What about the falling through the map issue? Is it occurring on your server?
Yeah, it's been happening a lot. The past couple of days, I've been when you vault fences and stuff like that, you just fucking fall through the ground.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what about you, Danny? Did the Black Zone get affected by 1.20's update, and has Hotfix 2 fixed it? Just don't forget to
I just completely wiped the server. Between 1.19 and 1.20, two of my admins who live up north in England sent me their old spare laptop, so I didn't have to keep doing it from phone anymore. So I took it as an opportunity to wipe it clean and redo it from a laptop perspective, because I've watched on Sibley, Josie Garfunkel, and all the others. They've all shown it on like Notepad++, and I see it how they do it, and I'm always just replicating it on like the Notepad++ version on mobile.
Yep.
So I decided to wipe it out, move the files over to the laptop, and then re-edited them from the ground up. So I basically sort of ripped the server apart and then removed everything in the server. So I had lots of other sort of airdrops, so to speak, that were already placed around the map through JSON that I had to get rid of, because then those pieces of loot were duplicating to the point the server crashed. And I had the same issue today. I've only just finished doing it, but I'm kind of like halfway doing it, but I'm doing it for the Livonia server as well, because I had a lot of JSON loot on there. So I'm sort of rebuilding it from the ground up, and I'm just sort of, with the laptop, it's like 100 times easier than doing it on a phone. So I chose to do that just to make it 100 times easier and faster to actually put things back, if that makes sense. So a lot of files are still the same, but it's just the JSON stuff I had to wipe out and redo, because I just had too much crap duplicating.
Yeah, fair enough. There was a mass duplication. I can imagine on your server you got quite a lot of loot at Northwestern Airfield. But that's interesting that you code quite a lot on your phone and do it all from your phone. It must be quite a big effort sometimes when you're doing, mass changes and especially with an error like this with JSON where you have to scoot through. Vanilla Love, what about you guys? Did you have any effect from the 1.2 update, and has the hotfix 2 sorted the issues out?
Yeah, at first we had the duplicating error with our JSON files. So what we did is we made them to where we can turn them on and off. All of our stuff that spawns in, so we can turn it on and off. And when we wanted to spawn in, we could turn it on. And then after they did this hotfix, it fixed it so we didn't have to use that anymore.
It was it was definitely funny how people countermeasured the glitching factor and still try to, well, at least try and keep their server open as best as possible. A lot of people removing the loot out of traders. A lot of people mimicking the files and just taking out what's going on and just putting everything else back in.
Yep.
Have you seen a population effect? I've noticed across the board there has been a population drop when it comes to Dayz in general. From the facts that I can see, the hotfix has really done a little damage to the player base. Obviously, there's a few other games that are out and about so far, but has your player base been affected?
Yes, it was affected at first, right after the update, and then it's slowly starting to come back. The players are coming back already. Usually we have 3 to 4 people playing on our server at a time since it's fairly new still. And recently we've had about 5 to 6 people.
Yeah, nice. So you're seeing at least some progression of people coming back.
Yes.
All right, we're going to hand it over to our co-hosts. They got a question of their own. We'll let
yes.
We'll let Smiley go first.
Thank you. Okay, we'll start with Brizzy.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Brizzy.
Heyo.
So, Brizzy,
Mm-hmm.
there's some sweet characters. You see, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, which ones would you snog, marry, and avoid?
I don't really know. I sort of avoid them all, to be honest. just a solo.
So when you choose any characters, when you're going through, you're like Cheyenne, which is the redhead with the dandruff, is fucking hot stuff. I'd fuck that.
Yeah, no, I mainly pick
I'd
between.
put a finger in that. You know, you ever go, I'd put a finger in that one. Or maybe it's Greedy's character, and you just go, I'd marry
Yeah, no,
that.
I normally pick this one I got now. What's it? I think it's number 14 or something. Maybe
Oh yeah,
split between them two.
you like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. All right, Mr. Danny, same question. You probably actually you're from the UK, right? So you know this. You'd know this one, right? Because you used to watch that TV show all the time. Snog, marry, avoid. So out of the Dayz characters, which ones?
I don't really. I use the same character. It's male 15,
No, you
I
do.
know
You
that
do
one.
15.
and then no, because Greedy always used the one he calls. What do you call him? Bob.
Yeah, old man
Number
Bob.
16. Yeah, old man Bob. I know the order of them. That's really weird, but no, I just use Bale 16 all the time. I don't really use any other character. I don't know why. Every time certain characters, I just like even when I play. Sounds weird, but I don't like playing as female characters. When I play as a female character, I kill myself and go back as a male character.
I'm
I
like
don't
that
know why,
sometimes,
yeah.
to be honest.
Makes you feel uncomfortable in that skin, huh?
No, all my mates that I
Having
played
boobs.
Xbox with on all the games I've ever played, they always had this thing. They always had to play as a female character because in their eyes, like on Rainbow Six and all the older like 360 games, the female characters were always more slender. So it made them smaller targets to shoot at, and the male characters were always bigger. So they always had this concept that if they played a female character, you're a smaller target. It's just really.
Oh.
It was a thing in PUBG.
Yeah, I
Really?
do remember seeing something about that.
Yep, it was a thing in PUBG. That's why when you played PUBG with my alter ego, it's a female character because it used to be a smaller hitbox. Not by much, but a smaller
Yep.
one.
Yeah, it's just ever so small.
Is it Brizzy?
Hmm.
All right. Moving on to the next one. Oh, that's a fun fact. I didn't know that. Right, Mr. Love.
How's it going?
Snog. Barrier Void.
I don't really have a preference on characters, but this one I seem just not to like right now. I feel like blowing his head off for some reason.
No, you don't like this one?
No, I don't.
I actually think that one that you've got is hot as fuck. I like that one. It's one of my faves.
I think the one that you got is one of my favorites.
Oh yeah. You like Grady's one? You like it? You like the dad bod?
Yeah, it's pretty sexy.
That's it. Nothing wrong with a good dad bod.
Everyone loves a dad bod.
It's more like a granddad bod, but it's alright.
like a Clint Eastwood. I'd still do Clint Eastwood though. I think he's in his fucking 90s. I'd still do that.
Yeah, he'd be still full of lead
Dad bod
too.
and a half. All right.
All right.
I did have another question,
You got another one?
but yeah, I do. Yeah, just give me a sec.
All right. We'll let Q take the stage.
Well, let Q. Yeah, let Q have one, cause yeah.
Alright. Well, I won't ask you all individually. You can take turns at answering one by one, but I find it quite curious to see how people like to eat in Dayz. Well, when I first started playing, I spent many months as a cannibal, so I quite enjoyed the human flesh. But if you're playing and doing an adventure run, would you rather loot up cans of food, or would you rather go hunting and fishing for your food? I think that the answer to this question is quite good, as it gives you quite a good insight into the type of player.
I'd say
Your psyche.
hunting and fishing, to be honest.
I'd
Just
say
because
hunting
it's
and
more-
fishing as well.
Yeah, it's like
Same here.
more readily available and stuff.
Is that because it's more the adventure? You know, there's more the fun of hunting and fishing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I like to do. I kind of don't like collecting canned food anymore.
Yeah, go off
Especially-
on a little detour in the woods is good sometimes.
Well, especially with the weight changes and inertia as well. Carrying
Yeah.
more cans adds a lot more weight.
But I want to say food decay, cop it. I think food decay needs to be a little bit changed, where you need to keep it in like a dry bag or keep it in a protective case. Otherwise it goes bad, or just chucking it in the bottom of your backpack or sticking it in your pockets. Shouldn't be able to keep it for like the next 24 hours of a day. I think time itself, depending on how fast the server is, should affect food. Because I think storing canned food for the long haul, rather than having to rely on a pond to pull out numerous cooker pots instead of a fish. That's the only thing I don't like about that particular mechanic.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. The food does last way too long.
Yeah, you should have to have it like a packed lunch and a cold brick in there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Some sort of cold storage, or some sort of, I wouldn't say cold storage, but a protective case. Otherwise it goes bad pretty much instantaneous, because I'm sure if we're walking around in a hot day with a bag full of meat, that it's going to start to stink after a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Anything more to add to that, Mr. Q?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Smiley, got your last question.
Sure do. Okay, so as we know on this game, it's very interactive with different players, and we've all played for a few years, but there's always that one moment that sometimes you reflect back on, or something might trigger it. You might, I don't know, find something in game that reminds you of it. So basically my question is, what's that one interaction that you've had in game that you remember? It might, you might have come across a stranger and they've whether it be bad or good, more focus on more of a good thing. I want a love story. You know, like you just get. I met this dude, you know, and he was like, we had this run together, and you know, and this happened, and you know, we all have that like that touching moment in game,
Yeah.
and I love those. I love those moments. So yeah, tell me, Rizzy, a touching moment when someone touched you.
Um, Probably when I met one of my good mates that I play with, well, used to play with all the time on a RP server, and probably my first betrayal, get shot in the back.
Your first mule experience with someone's mule. So you and this dude, like, so you're now besties? And you
Yeah,
just met
we still
randomly?
talk all the time and that. Yeah, and we just met in a random RP server one day, and from then on we just started talking and that, and yeah, been friends ever since.
Oh, that's awesome. How long ago was that?
Um, Probably about 12 months ago.
Oh, that's solid.
Yeah.
That's a good. Yeah, that's a good friendship. Yeah, sweet. Same question, Danny. Tell me a touching moment. You've been touched deep inside you.
So, never really had much of it when you're a server runner because I normally just sort of go around and people. A lot of the players that play on my server that play regularly. 2 seconds.
That's all it takes.
That's it.
2
Kidlums.
seconds.
Sorry, no, the girlfriend started playing music in the bedroom. So basically, you still hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It was before I even had the server. I was playing on official, and I spawned in Cherno. I was playing the game for about a week before I actually bumped into anyone, and I bumped into a group of players that had the gunter spawn around the corner from the burnt down building. So I played with them for about a week, maybe 2 weeks. I was like on and off, and every time I jumped on, they're always in the same place. They're always trying to get this gunter fixed. I didn't realise that I actually had the last wheel that they needed in my base already. I collected it randomly, and I gave it to them one day, and they were just about to leave, and they asked if I wanted to come with them, but they didn't really have enough seats. I said, no, I'll just stay put. If you want to come down again and like use the base or whatever, I said, yeah, go ahead. So they're about to drive off. They go around the corner a couple bits, and then all I hear is this automatic fire in the distance. So I shit myself because the only thing I've got is a bloody scorpion. I'm thinking I'm hearing like M4s and AKs, which I know is an M4 and an AK. So I run back to my base. I sit in my base until it's morning again. And I go back out and I go around the corner and I see the car and they're all dead in the car and the car's been ripped to pieces.
Oh.
And then after that, I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go open a server and I'll just play by myself.
Wow, that was actually, so it was a touching moment. It was actually a turning moment for you. That actually made you go, fuck.
Yeah, just because it was unofficial and I'd not seen. I played the game for about a week and I'd not seen an AK or an M4 at any point. All I found was like an SKS, a Mosin, a Scorpion, and a couple random pistols. That's all I actually had. And then I heard all this gunfire and I thought I didn't have the fucking experience for that. So I just ran back up in the base and waited. And then I thought, you know what, just get my own server. And then eventually they released the XML files. So I boosted it up and yeah, it went from there.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, nice story. Thanks, man. Thanks for sharing. All right, lovely. Lovely love. What's your most touching moment?
I haven't really had too. I try to keep to myself or with my friends. So, I mean,
Oh, you sound so innocent, don't you? Yeah, all right, go ahead.
Yeah, one of the most, I guess, just like touching moments I had, kind of made me want to run a server and be a part of that was that when I actually ran into this server owner, named Zombie Kill. I was playing on his server in the previous name, and I was just running around playing with my buddies, and we're just having a good time. And he came up and approached us and didn't really act like he was a server owner. Kind of acted like he was just a regular normal player, and was just trying to go about doing that, and he was just all around cool person, and I was thinking like, he wanted to ask if I wanted to help him out running the server once I figured out he was a server owner, and pretty much went from there.
Oh, nice.
Jeez.
Damn. You're so wholesome, huh? I just like you when you're talking to me, I just feel so you're so clean and wholesome. You're making me feel bad about myself. I feel fucking like the shittest person when I talk to you. I mean, that's a compliment to you. Don't worry. That's a big compliment to you.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh
How
man,
was that?
yeah. No, you're just so you are really
A
so lovely.
Smiley's an absolutely great person, but she's corrupted.
Yeah, I just you know
Oh,
like
we all are.
Oh,
yeah.
Smiley's extremely corrupted. I remember the first time I met
Crazy.
Smiley, I got bloody decently assaulted with a bloody bird fucking zucchini.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
well,
sure Greedy's
I just
tired of me
slipped right
talking
in there.
about wanting to go on a drive with him.
Yeah, they bag out my driving. It's all server related. All server related. That's my excuse.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Best driver in Dayz.
100%.
Well, we can.
Pro
Yeah.
driver. So
It just so happens that I'm number 2,
yep.
second best driver in Dayz.
And
A lucky day you met the top 1 and top 2.
That's it. Going back to the game, what would you guys like to see in future updates? I'll cast the floor out to Vanilla Love. What would you like to see in future updates that possibly in the future?
I'd like to see some like more like heavy artillery weapons per se, and like machine guns, RPGs, stuff like that. That'd be kind of cool to see how that goes.
Yeah, well, they're definitely in the files. There's the LMG and there's a rocket launcher with the rockets. You can port them into your server, but they glitch the characters. They'll get stuck in your hands, and you have to kill the characters to get them out.
True.
So it would be it would be viable.
Yeah.
Is there a particular reason for that heaviness of artillery, or just because you'd like to see those particular guns come out?
I mean, I've seen them in files, of course, and yeah, I know how they work, but I just would like to see them actually be able to work, per se. And you can just see how it changed the game, more people be able to, how it would be change your base defense, how it change people's driving abilities, like how more cautious people would be around the map, knowing that there's that heavy power around the map.
Yeah, fair enough. So to be the ability to create a superpower, basically.
Yeah.
Um,
Like, I'd just like to see how it affected gameplay.
yeah, I think with rocket launchers and LMGs, that's really gonna change the game completely. I think.
Yeah.
Imagine driving along the coast and somebody launching a rocket launcher from top of Sniper Hill into Smileysgotagun as you drive through.
Yeah.
That'd be absolutely crazy.
Exactly.
Brisburner, what would you like to see in future updates?
Because I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to military stuff, it'd probably be like more clothing and like probably bigger backpacks and stuff. But yeah, mainly like clothing and stuff like that.
There definitely is a big push for having more apparel in the actual game.
Yeah, like bigger raid bags and stuff like that.
Yeah, well,
Maybe like
Yeah.
110 slot. I know that'd probably be pushing it a bit, but it'd be good to see.
well, funny you say that because the big military bag, the big turtle bags, they used to actually be 110 slots. They were called Atlas bags.
Oh yeah.
And I think just after they went to from preview to in the full game, they changed it down to 90 because you used to be able to put a full sheet of metal in your backpack.
Yeah.
And then carry another one in your hand and be able to take 20 sheets of steel.
Yeah.
But I think definitely more apparel and bigger backpacks.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
definitely.
definitely want to see more clothes, more variety of clothes.
Yeah. I also agree with the weapons and stuff too. Like some bigger firepower, like RPGs and stuff would be nice as well.
Yeah, nice. Danny, what would you like to see in the future updates?
I'd like to see like a mod workshop, like for example, if you ever played Fallout 4, they've got like a mod workshop where when you play the game on PlayStation or Xbox, you can go for like a mod menu of people who's like uploaded it from PC and it works on console. So if they could do that with the Xbox stuff, like for Dayz, it'd be great to see like all the mods that you've seen on all the PC versions come over, so you can get like all the extra apparels and stuff, extra weapon skins, different weapons, and just sort of I want a more higher range of modability for servers, because with a higher range of modability you can sort of create your own things and obviously add guns and clothing and other items in as you go as well.
Yeah, definitely. The mod side of it is definitely sought after by the Xbox community and the console community, especially what's coming out on the PC these days. I've been watching a bit of Goblin Roll PC, and they've got AIs, bots running around. He's got zombies throwing stones at him and kicking in the doors. The gameplay aspect of that is just absolutely phenomenal.
That is another thing. I want the NPCs that we can spawn in to move around and shoot you.
Yeah, that AI mod is pretty cool.
Yeah, in the AI mod, that's what happens. It's they come out, they shoot you, they loot you, they run patrols.
Yeah, they do everything.
It's absolutely nuts. And
Oh yeah, I played on there the other night. It was fucking awesome. It was so good. And you know what he's like changed a bit now? Like he's added in some that are friendlies. So that puts a nice twist on it. So you see him coming down the road and you go, "Oh, I don't know if this one's friend or foe." You know, like so you can have a little NPC friend running around with you.
oh
Or
god,
they'll turn around and blast your head off. Yeah. I said I want more friends.
can you
Friends for you.
can you party with them? So can you like find them
Yeah.
and get them to follow you?
I'm thinking I'm gonna jump on there this afternoon if I'm still conscious. That is, I'm thinking I might jump on there this afternoon and just have a little poke and see if I can find some friendlies and see what they'll let me do to them
I
without
think there is something
killing
like that with that mod where you can make them follow you or something like that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they turn into like a protector or something. So I'm not too sure how extreme he's actually made
Yeah.
it though. But I'm pretty fucking keen to like have my way with an NPC. No, I mean just hang out with one and just
Sit and talk.
imagine though, like having a little pet.
But that even takes it to the scale of you could have two people on a server spawn in 60 friendlies and have a war 31 versus 31.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. You could just like get a friend and you could round up as many as you want, like and have on your team, put armbands on them, and go like, we're gonna fuck you up, man. We're gonna, your NPC's got nothing on mine. Just like let him have like a full,
And let them
a
get
full
into it
fucking battle.
while you sit back on the
Pretty
rock
fucking
and
awesome to
watch.
watch. Yeah,
I
like that
think
other
it's
like that game. That,
I think it's the Raccoon City server. They've got the that AI mod, and they've got like factions and stuff with them as well.
Wow.
But yeah, well, yeah, he's got that. He's got that set up now because I was watching some. So his server's called Ghost Town, and yeah, I went into a town and I saw like two different sort of groups like shooting each other. We must have that on there as well.
Wow,
It's
that's
actually fucking
crazy.
awesome to watch. And they open doors, man.
Yeah, they're like a real player. That's probably
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
most
it's
scariest thing.
pretty much it.
Yeah, they come up and they like look at you through the window first and fucking creep you out and fully stare you down and try and they've got the same problem as us though, where they can't raise their gun like real close to a wall, and they try to, and they look at you, they look deep into your soul, and then they go, all right, I'm coming in, and then they get all Terminator. They just come in and fucking shoot you up. It's fucking creepy. It's in a good way, and it's awesome too because you can jump on any time and you can just like, this is the thing, like there are a lot of solo players that just want to do their thing, like that sort of thing. Imagine like, if we had that on console, people could set up their own servers just for themselves to play on, but have that sort of player interaction in a way. It's just, you wouldn't have to worry about player count to get the most out of your server. If there's no one on, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It's-
there's 50
you get-
people on
you know.
coming to hunt you.
Yeah,
Little,
that's right.
Little factions in each town, little run of the mill. You have your little robbers in the front. You have your big guys at the out west. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to move on to community service. As you guys all run community service, maybe you could divulge in some of the stresses that that you face while being an owner. We'll start off with Briz.
Be when something breaks or something, code-wise, that can be pretty frustrating at times. But even getting like the initial pop on the server to start with is a pretty stressful thing at times as well.
Yeah,
Just because,
yeah, I definitely agree with that. Or when you start a server, you're not just a coder, an owner. You're the promoter, the advertiser, you're the problem solver, complaints handler.
yeah, everything.
So yeah, when it all goes pear-shaped like it did at 1.2, the amount of stress that jumps on, even just us little small owners, yeah, definitely affects.
Yeah.
What about you, Vanilla Love? Do you have anything that you'd like to add to that? Any other stresses that you find during the process?
Yeah, I found when people duping on I've had a couple people duping on the server. That's pretty stressful to deal with. Finding out if they're actually duping and how they're doing it, and then to getting rid of them and all the people that are with them. They usually bring a big community of people with them to dupe, so it's pretty stressful dealing with those type of people.
You know what? I think if you actually would just went up to them in game and just said, please don't dupe in your little voice that you have, and they would just melt and go, we're sorry, we won't do it
No.
again.
Yeah,
You have that thing with your voice, man. I reckon they would. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've
Anyway,
never
sorry.
understood.
No,
I've
they
never
usually
understood.
deny it.
I've never understood why people come onto a community server to dupe. I got the point of why people were doing it unofficial, because there couldn't be stuff running around and getting the gear, and it was just easier to dupe a kit for your buddy. But when you're playing on a community server, usually gear's not that hard to find,
Hmm.
Or why wouldn't you just go play on a server that's already super boosted? I don't
Yeah,
understand
it doesn't
that.
make sense.
That's kinda like
They
my
do it to
server.
defy.
That's like my server though. My server's super boosted, so I mean, and there are still people duping on it.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah, it just makes no sense.
I think it's
That was like
I
my
think it's a
first one.
flex. But yeah, go Briz. Go Briz.
My first server was the RP one, and people were complaining that it was too hard to find loot and stuff, and I was like, well, isn't that the whole point of a hardcore RP server? Like, the loot's meant to be hard to find and stuff, because it was set like a few years after the initial, like, Dayz law, so to speak. And yeah, they were like, oh, we can't find plate carriers and M4s, and I was like, yeah, but it's not about that. Like, it's about the RP and stuff, like, living out in the apocalypse sort of stuff,
Yeah.
some longevity to the game. I think that's what
Yeah,
hardcore
yeah.
people are trying to push across. That it's not just about having your first 2 or 3 sessions and then being kidded. It's going to take you
Yeah, I
2
like
to
having a
3
bit of a grind
weeks.
behind it.
Yeah, it's about putting in that character development.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And that's especially in an RP. I know I met Q back in Role Players Oasis Season 7 back in when he was role playing, and one of the things that I like about Q is how he even still now keeps that role play element into his game, and it adds that little bit of flavour. So if you're out there duping on a community server, especially a roleplay server, and your best advice is go hit a deathmatch, because it just ruins it for somebody who is passionate about the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
What about you, Danny? What are some of the stresses that you've had running, obviously, in multiple servers over the time?
So basically, like I'm currently dealing with right now, I've always got a group of people who... I've got a large admin team, and they always end up being challenged by someone. Sorry, it's chest creaking. So when they get dealt with and they get banned, they then come back with ults. And then they get banned again, and they come back with more ults, and it's just ults after ults after ults. And I'm pretty sure I've had one player with over 50 ults. And we know it's the same player because he does the exact same thing to the exact same admin base every time he does it. And he thinks that he role plays it like as if he's new to the server, he's never touched the base before. But you're doing the exact same plant plotting through the exact same window of the exact same base. We know it's you. But then they always sort of come and do crap and all that sort of stuff. And then I've had over 20, 25 people in my time be admin and then drop admin. And the last admin I dealt with, which Greedy will know because I asked him to remove a couple of comments from the video. And it's just, you get people who come in, you give them a role because they played for a while and they've really done their part, and then they just sort of, they go on their own path. So they try and... Pardon? No. Sorry, one second.
Yeah, but he's correct. He's talking about giving somebody the power or power within the server, and then them try and take
Goes to their head.
Yeah, it goes to their head, or they take the power as being the ability to direct the server in the direction they wanted to take it, rather than the set path that either the owner or the admin group have already set.
Yeah.
I know with the ults factor, 50 ults, eh? That's crazy. That's just nuts. It's a lot harder to detect ults these days unless you put and pay for ult detecting bots. But even then, it's still, you can do it on your PC and then separately on your phone, so you can run 2 systems. There's ways around it. There is no particular complete fix for the ults problem.
I mean, I think the easiest way that I've found through admin on servers and playing on a lot of different servers, the best way to keep our ults is by keeping a gamer score for characters that want to play, want to play on the server. So if you've got a minimum gamer score, it's hard to develop heaps of ults if, because all your ults are going to have a low gamer score. So if you set it so it's got quite a high gamer score, you've got to trap out a lot of those ults. But it does stop a lot of new players getting in as well.
Yeah, well, that's how I got done, actually. But go, Danny.
For a while, I did have my admins on a rule. Anyone less than 200 gamer score was banned immediately. Straight up.
Yeah, well, I got because this particular account is my streaming account, and the only game I play is Dayz. I've been banned off a few servers midstream because their admins are checking game scores, see I've only got 1,000, think I'm an alt, and then boot me. So I could definitely see how that works and how you can use that to obviously fix the problem or at least monitor it. But it's definitely not a. There's no foolproof system to basically eradicate alts off your server.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're going to run some approximates here. So when it comes to community servers and bots and kill feeds and alt detectors and things like that, there's a certain cost to it. So obviously we don't want exact details, but what would be your monthly cost of running the server, and what are some of the ways you or your community do to try and help justify or help offset the cost to the owner?
Yeah, how rich are you?
Being a touchy subject, so myself, I got 5 servers, including this one. Over the last couple of weeks, I've expanded off what I did. It's a big passion of mine, so my costs are probably about 250 plus a month at least. To currently with the servers and all the things I put on them. I'm lucky enough that I've got a few sponsorships with Law's Kill Feed and the Dayz Kill Feed, where they provide the kill feeds for them. But it is quite a lot of money each month for a game hobby. So I'd like to see if anyone is in that approximation. I don't run alt bots or anything like that. So is your cost variance from what I have? We'll start off with obviously Nebs, because he's just rolled in a couple of extra servers lately.
Yeah, it's about I think it's like just over $100 a month, something.
For your servers.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna get the Dayz kill feed set up, and that's like another $20 or something. So it'd be like $120 a month.
Yeah, nice.
AU.
AU, yeah, that's Australian.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's definitely a costly hobby that I've found. What about you, Vanilla Love?
Yeah.
Being
it's not really.
Yeah, being an admin, I suppose the cost isn't much more on you. Is there any ways that you're contributing being an admin, or is it the community that helps out?
Actually, I'm the one that pays for the server to stay up.
Yep.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Want to be an admin for me?
No, thank you.
I appreciate your honesty.
It's not bad. It's about $20 a month. I found a decent kill feed that was actually free. It's called Dayz++.
Yep.
It's pretty decent kill feed. It's free, so that doesn't cost me anything other than just the putting Dayz on the server.
Yeah, nice. So, with the closure of obviously the bigger free kill feed Jeevers, that's good to know that there's another free one out there. Obviously, the free ones don't have as much of the options and stuff like that, but sometimes when you're starting off, all you need is something simple, something that's just going to throw up who killed who on the server. And go from there.
Actually, Daisy Plus Plus, I had Law's kill feed for a while. I actually switched from Laws to Daisy Plus Plus. They have a lot of the same stuff as Laws, and they have duping detection also.
Ooh, well, there you go. So when you're looking out
Yeah,
there
they-
for a kill feed, there's another options for you, especially that it's free, especially for those new server owners.
It's a lot of the same stuff as Laws. I got GTS Queen to try it out, and she seems to be liking it.
Yeah, nice. Well, and that's the thing. Sometimes when you're starting off your server, you want to keep the cost down as much as possible, and as you, I suppose, venture into and start get more and more addicted, get onto editor, that's when the costs go up. Mr. Danny Black, over the time that you've done it, what's the cost like on with your servers, and how do you, I suppose, help trying to pay to, get it funded?
I'm rather lucky because when about 2 years ago, me and my girlfriend first moved out to the house that we live in now, and I wasn't going to be able to actually keep the server up. So I gave an announcement saying that I have to, there's going to be a high possibility that the server's going to go down because I can't keep paying. I think it's a 50 slot, so it's like £44 a month for it. So I wasn't going to do it. And then my older brother Lee, who just started playing Daisy, he's basically taken over all of the time for the server. He just pays for it. He pays for it 3 months at a time.
Oh, fuck yeah.
My kill feed was actually covered for another 5-6 months because my admin Helios, he wanted to throw me like $20-30, so I got Cash App on my phone and stuff, and he sent me $120. So I told him that's going to go to the kill feed. So I was using Jeebus. Did you say Jeebus has gone now? Sorry.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe Jeebus, it collapsed. Well, it just basically went offline and never came back.
Alright, because Jeebus was for the secondary server. That's what I did it for. So obviously I have to now find another kill feed for the Livonia server. For the Cherno one, I use Laws.
Yep.
And I've been using Laws for about 2 years. I find it better than the two that I used before. I think the first one was How's My Shot? And I can't remember what the second one was, but I ended up getting Laws, and I heard that Laws was better than the other two from someone else who ran a server, so I tried it out, and I do find it my favourite out of the ones that I've used. Although I know there's a couple other ones out there, but I'm not going to keep fiddling around with them, because trying to do the bloody tokens and allow them to go through it's just an annoying process.
Yeah, setting them up is a pain in the butt sometimes. It does take some time. But that is definitely interesting that the community stepped up, especially when they fall in love with the server and they want to see it succeed and obviously still be going, that they take on the cost and adds on the cost, and I find there's nothing wrong with that. I've had servers in the past where I've had the community say, hey, I want to keep the server going, where can I chuck it in? And Nitrado has a system where you can just throw a code, they can get on Xbox, they can put everything in they need, and they can boost it off their own. That way money doesn't touch any of the owner's hands, and you know exactly it's going to the runtime of the server. So definitely when the community backs the server and wants to, I suppose, take on board some of the cost or at least donate to the costs, I found it made server ownership a bit more pleasurable.
It definitely makes it rewarding. I always have the same, it's about 6 or 7 people. Now, to them, they're throwing $5 each, and that's all they can spare. But I said, you don't have to, but they do it anyway. But at the same time, it does mount up to at least an extra, for a 50 slot, that pays for at least an extra half a month each time they do it. So it does add up eventually. And it does. It's a massive helping hand. It's self-rewarding, because then you realise you've made a server that's now not giving not giving you profit, but it's giving you sort of what's the word? It's like you know the word I'm on about. Recognition.
Yeah, well,
Like,
it validates that you made something that somebody is happy enough to donate to keep going. And as an owner, I think that's some of the biggest rewards when someone says, hey, I like what you've created. I've come to play this. I want to see it keep going. Here's a 20 or here's a $5 or it doesn't even matter what it is. I mean, even if it's $1, you don't care, but it's someone wants to put their hand in their pocket to back your dream. It's a massive reward for the owners themselves.
Yeah, and I think as well, like with the if people paying into the server, you would look after yourself a server a lot more too. You know what I mean? Because you've got those people who you'd want to give something back in return, so to speak. So you'd want to make that your baby is doing its thing and running nice for everyone.
Because they're the people that when they suggest, oh, can we have a little bit of boost on this, or can you drop the amount of that, or can we have less zombies or more zombies? They're the ones I pay attention to first.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, you get that blowy on the side, and then you're like, all right, whatever you want, baby.
Is that maybe sometimes the stipulation that it looks like when it comes to servers being branded as a pay to win rather than a donation? I suppose that's a very fine line to how much you pay attention to a donator. So I never used to give a donator any more attention than a normal person who didn't donate. For the fact is that I didn't want that. Oh, I can just give Greedy, $50 and he'll increase this for me.
Yeah, it's not like they're buying anything out of me. But it's just I take their when I do when I started up the Livonia server, I had like a channel on the Discord that said suggestions for Livonia, and when their suggestions came through, I kind of paid attention to their suggestions more than anyone. It doesn't sort of like buy them an NPC or anything. The only people who get handouts from me are my admins, and that's purely because when I've just wiped, I need an admin base on the server that they can use as a little base ground where they can load up in a safe place and go deal with people who are plant plotting into people's bases or fireplaces into people's bases. And if I need to kick them off the server and I know that they've duped shit, I then turn on base damage and I'll turn to go and rip the shit out of that base, if that makes sense. So
yeah,
that's what I do, but it's not server abuse. I need my admins to have tools in the game as they do out the game to do their job.
Yeah, I definitely agree that people do see when an owner gives out their admin team some special treatments as admin abuse, but I find it as you're basically like any place of business, McDonald's, everyone's got a uniform, everyone's got duties, everyone. Imagine if you had to start your day at work and you had to go down to the shops and have to buy everything and then go to work and try and do your job and then do that repetitively every day. So you are definitely correct when you're starting a server and you've got an admin crew that need to be on boots on ground and basically in the server you need to hand them everything. And I also found that because they spend a lot of time on Discord and helping with Discord, that they need that, I suppose, a little recognition and a little bit of an easier time on server to be able to kit up rather than have to go search for everything.
Exactly. They need to be faster, and it's not for the edge of like PvP. They need to be fast at dealing with issues. I just need to make that quite clear. They don't. If I see, like, my brother Lee gets a lot of complaints because a lot of people think he's sort of following people around and sniping them. My brother Lee, as you were playing earlier on today, there's a lot of sniper gameplay. For some reason, my server has a lot more sniper gameplay than assault rifle gameplay.
Correct.
Everyone's just trying to be really good with snipers. So a lot of people get picked off while trying to walk across the airfield or nearby Bora, and they just go, "Oh, it's admin abuse." It's not. They're just really good with their guns. So I have to keep telling them to calm down, and I've had to tell my brother Lee and a couple of my admins to sort of back away from that base for a while, or back away from the area for a while, and just give them a moment to sort themselves out because they think they're being bullied, but they're not being bullied. They're just you got to let the admins do their thing.
Yeah, 100%. It's that real fine line, but about putting pressure onto the players, but also allowing the players to breathe. There's definitely some interesting things that happen in community service. All right, we're going to kick off on a halftime show. So we've got a little target practice set up out in the field. We're going to go up to the top of the ship just behind me. I've got you guys a grenade launcher with ammunition. What you're going to do is take turns trying to destroy the 3 cars. Obviously, whoever gets the most victories on the cars or destroys the cars is the winner. So if you come
Do you want us to stay down here and we can look at the stats of the cars?
Yeah, that way you can work out if it's blown up or not.
Do you want to play dodge the grenade queue or catch the grenade?
We might even might even shoot.
I don't want to play that game with me, greedy.
Might shoot at them.
Yeah, actually, if you want us to, we can just like run
I
around.
can shoot back.
Yeah, that's the
He
problem.
knows that game with me.
Where are you going, Q? Oh, those cars over there.
Yeah, so I've got a couple of cars set up in the distance. So you've got a yellow Sarker, which is just over near where they are now.
I see.
Yep,
Yep, see me over here.
yep,
This one.
The red one too.
yep. There's a red Sarker that's on the right-hand side, and then there's a blue ADA that's right where Q is.
Then the Olga.
Yep.
The Olga is the decider if we get. So up here, you will find an M79 grenade launcher and all the ammunition you require. I should have 3 of them. If I've only got 2, you might have to take it in turns. But there's more ammo there. If you want to divide the ammo up. So it's a round system. Each take a shot. The first target we're aiming for is the yellow Sarker on the right hand side. Best to stand up here on the metal plate. Everyone's got a grenade launcher. Sweet. As I said, there's heaps of bullets here. You will know if you hit it because it will detonate. It's got C4 on it. We'll do order of shots from arrival. So, Brisburner, you can go first, then Danny Black,
Yep.
and then Vanilla Love. So your first target is the yellow Sarker.
Q's legged it. You pussy.
Oh,
Ooh.
dead on target.
Hang on. Let me see if it's ruined.
Yeah,
One sec.
there is a claymore behind it.
Oh, wrong way.
That's it, engine. Back end check.
Ah, she's green, man.
She's still
She's
good?
green.
Alright, keep
Yeah.
going. Get out.
Get over.
Yeah, it'll start smoking. Alright, Danny, fire away. Co-host on the field. Ooh.
Oh, that sounded good.
Ooh, that was chunky. Let's see.
It will smoke. It should smoke anyway, but sometimes they don't.
Yeah, she got some damage.
She got some damage. Alright, Vanilla Love.
Yeah.
If you hit our co-host, it's all good. Oh, boys are right on the
I think that's too.
target.
Yeah, I mean that was a bit to the left.
That was too
one.
far. Yeah, I think they landed about here. I think.
Off the edge.
I could be wrong. Yeah, it's too far. Too far. Launched it too far.
Too easy. All right, Briz, you're up again.
Yep.
I think that's too short.
Yep. No smoke.
Yeah, I mean the rock tank that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Danny.
Oh!
That was
That
a
was
good one.
good. That was good. Yeah.
She's still good
Yeah,
though.
she was
Still good.
Yeah, she's still good. Yeah.
Sark is a beast.
Oh.
Vanilla, fire away.
Oh, she's smoking.
Yep, that's
Yeah,
it.
that did it.
That's right on
That's
the
it,
target.
that's-
All right, it's one the
Yeah,
vanilla.
that's done it.
All right, ADA up the back.
The bluey.
Yep, bluey up the back. Put some distance in this one. Oh,
Ooh, close. Just a
Bit
little
higher.
too far to the left.
thank you for the subscription, Mr. The King Alabar and Mr. DM Trip to Mine with 100 biddies. Yeah, you're up, Danny.
Too short, Danny.
Yeah, that was short. Yep.
Vanilla fire away. Always short as well.
Too short. Yeah.
Alright, Briz.
Oh, Brizzy. Oh, I
Lord,
took out the windows,
get-
but still too
Getting
short.
closer.
The
Closer.
windows just exploded though. That was actually pretty awesome to watch.
Mr. Danny Black. A little over the top.
I don't even know where that went, Danny.
Over the back.
Yeah, that-
Jesus.
Over the back. Vanilla's up. Oh, a little short.
oh, there's the windows again.
Windows again, but yeah, no, too short. So just an inch.
I think splash damage is the way to hit it rather than hit the direct. Looks to be do more damage. Oh, a little short. Alright, Danny, you're up.
Oh, that's closer.
Oh, that's on the money. Vanilla love.
Oh, too short.
Too short. Briz.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
that
that
was
was yeah, that was
direct.
good.
that was right on the money.
That was chunky.
Didn't kill it, but left it open for somebody else. Oh,
Perfect.
Beautiful shot.
That was spot on.
all right, Vanilla love.
Even if it's not ruined, that one was on the money.
Kind of passed out because I fell off my.
I was gonna say,
stand.
did you just fall off the edge?
This is all too much for him.
That's he wasn't looking. There's a gap beside him. You got a busted leg?
Yep.
Oh, you're gonna have to
It'll heal eventually.
just have a little pass out.
Stand
Yeah,
still.
you'll need this. Yep. It's all happening here, folks. It's all happening here.
It's always the wholesome ones, huh?
That's it.
Happens to you.
You don't want to see my OH&S certificate, do you, for the show?
Not gonna sue us, are you?
That's it. That's the last show of the Greedy Peasant Podcast. We're getting
You
sued.
signed that document.
That's it. Document signed.
Work health and safety, shut it down, mate.
That's it. Shut up.
walk. Go at walking pace. You never collapse.
Yeah,
I
never
promise.
collapse. All
It's the
right.
one thing that
Yeah.
you never know.
You'll need this. Hey, you forgot your gun. I'm gonna have to monitor these people. Let's stay there. Nope.
Get up on anything.
You won't be able to get up because you busted your leg. I mean, if you want to, just respawn and come running back. Take you 2 seconds.
I got a splint for you.
You got a splint? I've only got, yeah, can we get emergency? Can we get first aid up here, stat? First aid.
Yep. You're on the way, you're on the way.
First aid up here, stat.
In the meantime,
That's it.
reminds me of a story actually, or real life. Yeah, so like school handed out all these like notes for this school excursion, right? It's like treetops. You know those treetops where you have to.
Welcome,
No,
everybody.
actually, it wasn't treetops. It was one of those fucking. You know those really healthy people, like really fit people, and they go and they do those. Like it's like an army thing, and you climb over walls, and you go on your
Confidence
belly
camp.
and,
Confidence camp.
yeah, on your belly in the mud, and and you climb shit and stuff. Anyway, so the form, right, says basically was a waiver and said basically if something happens to your kid, even says death or whatever, you can't sue us. And I'm like, oh. I think we'll pass on that one.
In case your kid dies.
Yeah.
All right, you good now?
He needs his beers for the painkillers.
He's got his painkillers. See, that's why we have our first aid
There you go,
officer.
sir.
Nothing like a makeshift splint and a beer to keep you going.
Oh, I think I might go have a beer in real life.
All right. All a little short.
Too short. That was actually closer to the red.
All short again.
Short.
Mr. Danny.
Long.
Long bomb. That's our crew on the ground.
Just tap it. Just be like gentle. A little tap.
Oh, a little higher.
Short.
Let's see what the
Like going through a
M79.
catalogue of penises, Q.
That's it.
Short. Long. Ooh, that was
That was on the money. Correct size.
Yep. Yep. That's a longie.
It's a longie.
A long john. Oh!
Us.
Oh,
That was spot on.
Oh, that was spot on. Not enough to kill it.
Didn't even have a little curve or anything. That's a nice straight one.
Oh,
so that one.
Oh,
Yeah,
who was that?
Oh, look at that. That one penetrated right through.
Was that you again,
Yeah,
Briz?
perfect size, perfect
Yeah.
length.
Oh, that's game over, people. That's Briz got both. That's no one can win. 2 out of 3, Briz wins. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Brizzy. You've got
Thank
the
you.
perfect one.
That's it. The right size. We'll head back down. You can keep your grenade launchers for the end.
Sweet.
You're gonna need him because we're
Let
gonna
me just
fuck them
hold
up,
on
aren't we,
down.
Q?
That's it. That's what my co-hosts are really here for. They just want to get into the guests.
Bang, bang.
No, one,
You
one,
gave me a grenade launcher.
one too many. Good old Riffy ship. Doesn't get visited as often as it used to.
Right, wrong floor.
That's what I
Right.
did. You went all the way down. It's all good. That's why we edited the video.
And we're back.
And we're back. All right. We will get into... Well, congratulations, Brisburner, for being our halftime show champion with the
Thank you.
M79. We will get into... All right, so with coding and bots, what we want to know is who taught you how to code? Brisburner, we'll start off with you, since you're the winner of our halftime show.
I actually taught myself through just watching like scale speed videos and stuff like that on YouTube, and just
Oh
other
yeah.
little tutorials. Yeah, just started on my phone one day and then thought, yeah, why not keep going with it?
Good old YouTube teaching us everything we need to know these days.
Yeah, scale speed is definitely a big help too with it as well.
Great voice too, huh?
Yeah, 100%.
No, literally can like put you to sleep, but in a good way. You know what I mean? Like I went
Yeah.
to sleep many a times with that voice, man. So
Smooth.
smooth.
That's it.
Yeah.
Danny, what's who taught you how to do your coding?
Same as Fake Nebs. It's Scale Speeder that started off with Don Sibley, but he's not doing it anymore. But I started with him, and I learnt a bit of Bahaushad. Well, Bahaushad was the one giving Dons the stuff, and G-Code as well with Josie Garfunkel, Dabs, and Rafi.
Yeah, 100%. The G-Code's very good for a good resource for early coders. RIP to the man, Mr. Rafi. Have you ever seen the traders that had all the pretty bears that I used to show off? Passed away just recently. We're going to do a show where we're going to get the showroom of all these bears ported in. I think we're going to do that next week. But absolute legends. Vanilla Love, what about you? Who taught you how to code?
Pretty much same scale speed and a bunch of YouTube and basically trial and error.
He definitely has cornered the market with teaching us consolians how to code, Mr. Scale Speeder.
Yeah, just the way he explains stuff. It's just so, sometimes like people, they just like, they'll whip through something and you have to keep pausing, stop, pause. I mean, you still do, with,
It stopped
but I
rewind.
mean, yeah, and you're like, what the fuck did they say? What the fuck?
Hold up,
where
hold
is
up, hold
that?
up.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Scale Speeder just breaks it down so well. Like,
Yeah.
really holds your hand the whole way through and
Takes his
explains
time.
it. Yeah, and explains it as he goes too, like why you're actually doing it. Why this is the
Yeah,
reason
each thing that
why.
you change.
Yeah, this is the reason why you're doing it here and in this file and whatever. It's a beautiful thing.
Definitely is. Me myself, I started off with Don Sibley, and then even in recent times, I've been dipping into Scale Speeder's material to work out how to fix things, or how to code, or how to use the editor. The other thing is with our console Dayz servers, we don't have many admin tools in it. What admin tools would you like to see put onto the console to help benefit a owner? Danny, I'll start with you.
I've got my hands on a laptop now, so I'm kind of getting used to Notepad++, but I don't really use Editor that much. I kind of got used to without it, but I'm still, I still don't know how to use it. I've got it all set up and everything now, but I don't really use it that often because I don't know it very well. So every time I want to use it, I always have to keep going back and watching like the live streams with Don Sibley or Josie when they made like a JSON build, or when they made an overhaul, or when they were like when Dab's just brought out his recent airdrop stuff. Like you have to keep looking back on things for the moment. But for me, it's just looking back and then retracing what I learned in the first place, and then seeing how I can develop that into something else. If that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. What about you, Brisburner? Any tools that you would like to see as an owner to come through from Nitrado or Bohemia?
Yeah, probably just the exact same as what sorry, I forgot your name. Yeah,
Mr. Danny
yeah,
Black?
the exact same as Danny Black said. That just the same as that, pretty much. But
Yeah, 100%. Anything that you'd like to see, Vanilla Love?
Nothing right now that I can really think of off the top of my head. Just
The only thing I'd
It's
like to
looking
see when it comes to the particular owners getting, and one that I've found recently that's would benefit us right over the scale, would be the ability to be able to load into our server as a flying camera, and to be able to zip around the server, not to be able to load in a character, not to be able to load in, not to be able to interact, but simply to be able to sit and observe. So you could, as an owner, know a base raid's kicking off, punch in a little coordinate, in your pop as just a camera, just a head, basically, an invisible head, and you could oversee a base raid, or oversee, is that faction duping? Why is his connections jumping in and out? I think
it's sort of like Anarchy with the how he like can spawn the bears and the zombies and stuff on the hackers and stuff that I see on YouTube. But something like that would be neat.
yeah, where he goes in invisible mode and pops out stuff and attacks the cheaters and stuff like that. But even if you couldn't do anything else, but just observe.
Yeah, just that fly around the map would be nice.
Yeah, 100%. So we'll move on to more of a player aspect of the game. Apart from the guns and stuff like that, what items would you like to see maybe introduced to the game? We spoke about guns, we spoke about apparel, but I'm more talking about maybe items that help either you survive, items that maybe help benefit your game, or maybe like the oil used to be in cars, expand on different elements of the game. Vanilla Love, we'll start with you.
Yeah. Well, basically, I'd like to see more use of kind of the mechanics work on the cars. Like you say I have one part break down on my car, instead of just having to use a blowtorch to fix whatever broke on my motor, I'd actually have to go out and find that specific part that broke.
Oh,
and replace it.
Yeah, nice. So like having cars, so if you put a piston through the top of the block, you've got to basically get in there and actually get the mechanical side and pull your car up and rip the engine out and...
Yeah.
There actually is a mod on PC, I think it is, and you can build like a car from scratch just from finding like stuff around the map.
Is there?
Yeah, it's on Steam, I'm pretty sure, in the workshop. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, it's somewhere in there. Actually, I think what's his name? 1 second, I'll have it here in a minute.
That'd be cool.
Marks. I think he's got a video on it.
Oh yeah, Marks. Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive he's got the one that did a video of it. But yeah, there's other little ones like that where you can build like survival storages, like storage stuff like that, and other bases, and yeah, just all the rest of it.
Yeah, Goblin was saying as well, you can build, make yourself like armor from scratch from like sheet metal and shit.
In my playlist, there's ammo making, craftable grenades.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Just more editor tools that you can use on PC, and yeah, just emotes and stuff like that.
Yeah, they really need to just let us add these sort of things on console. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the little things. They've got to really, yeah, they got to give us some love.
Yeah.
They got to give us some.
Yeah, 100%. That mod direction is definitely the way the game's going, allowing the community to obviously expand
Yeah.
and do what they want. I know there are already some servers out there. There's an RP server that basically has a higher degree of interaction between the Discord and the server itself. So rather than having to link your GT, just get on, give the thumbs up, and it'll automatically link your GT. I've got no idea
Yeah,
how they
right.
pull that off, to the point that they've got little outposts you can, like telecommunication outposts you can take. You raid it, put your flag down, and wait till the next reset. After that reset, your flag will be up the top, and you then get a direct feed from the Discord of, you know, this is where a heli crash is, this is where this supply drop is, this is where this is. So it's full interactive, and that's on console. And maybe not far off, especially things like that.
Yeah.
What about you, Danny?
Probably the same thing, just a bit more of a tool to use, so you can re-landscape stuff. I'd also like to see boats, because this entire map has got a massively long shoreline, and there's no boats. So you could go out and like fish, or like those Jason mods out there that people put oil rigs out there, and you can make an oil rig your base, and the only way to get to it is a boat. Or if you really got, I mean, there are people out there who've got a lot of time on their hands, and they'll probably go all the way out to one of those sort of like the islands that are like 10, 15 minutes south of
Yeah,
the island. They might
Debug
wanna make a
Island.
base out there, and
Debug Island.
yeah, they might
Yeah.
want to go out there, and it's like there's nothing out there. You can put something on there, like put some trees on there, put a rock on there, put a building or two on there, and it sort of like becomes like an extra extension. But it's a long way to go, if that makes sense. But I think that just the tools in general just need to be a bit more available, like not a bit more available, but just a few more extra tools to really mod some stuff. Because I can mod as much as I want, and so can any of you guys. But at the same game, like on console, we're not going to be able to get that much of a big difference between our servers, because we can't change enough to make it our own, if that makes sense. Like, we have our own rules, we have our own loot amounts, but at the end game, the game is still kind of the same, but you want to make it a bit more, so it's a lot more generic to what you want, and it can, like, unique, make your server unique to other servers, if that makes sense. And you make that bridge a little bigger to try and help your server stand out a bit more.
Yeah, definitely. That's the variety is the spice of life, and you are right. There is just two basic shells of the servers. There's a Livonian and a Chinaris, and how you bend and change things. But in the end, they are basically they all the same. Having that admin tools, but boats, I think boats would be the game changer.
Oh yeah, take the fight out to the sea.
That's it.
Get some pirate shit happening. That'd be awesome.
Even if you can make
Hell yeah.
a raft style platoon, like platform out there, or even build straight off the water, it would just be a whole different level.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, PC have that mod where you can actually build a raft, and it's an actual raft that you build from logs and stuff.
Yeah, see, improvised raft would be, very easy to put together. Just get a fence kit, lay it down, and boom, we're good.
Yeah, it should be. It should actually be doable for sure.
Yep.
I don't think that's actually a very big ask at all.
No. So these little
I
simple
must say
ideas.
though, I must say though, and we've spoken about this before, because you see it even with like the big time Dayz streamers on PC. They go and they will play these servers that have these mods like dinosaurs and whatever the flavor is of the month, and but then they always end up going back to a more of a vanilla style. So, I mean, they are fun to dabble in, but at the end of the day, we all play Dayz for the OG Dayz, don't we?
Did you see the Mark's video with I think it was a crocodile mod or alligator mod, something like that?
Yeah, Crocs.
So like this
Ah.
island. Yeah.
I
There's
haven't
like
seen
some
that one.
island, and then yeah, he like steps off the boat or whatever, and runs up to like a hunting cabin, and this croc comes out like the swamp and attacks him and stuff.
Really? That'd
Yeah,
be awesome. That'd be really awesome.
Yeah, a little bit more
I like.
wildlife would be all right. I wouldn't mind more
Wildlife
wildlife,
would be great.
but
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't like when they bend the extremes. So dinosaur land, giant spiders, things like that. I don't think blend well into the game. I understand when they put it on the right path, yeah, but yeah, crocs, you know, snakes, stuff like that. I think snakes where you can't see them, so trekking through the bush would be a whole different kettle of fish because you wouldn't be able to see the snake. It would just appear. You may get a little rattle, and then bang, you're poisoned.
Yeah, that would
I
actually
suppose
be awesome.
then it adds like the addition of like another sickness and stuff like that, and another like say like POX injector, but like an anti-venom and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah. And you've only got a certain amount of time, and maybe even
Yeah,
you have to get like a rag and tie it around like where you've been bitten to try and slow it down and shit.
yeah.
That's actually a really fucking awesome idea. Actually, Smokey's come up with something in the chat as well. He's mentioned about bases, and that's a thing that I'd probably get more into base building if we could be a little bit more creative with the bases as well. If you could actually make yourself like a little hut or something, and have different rooms coming off, and just a little bit more. Um, I agree with Smokey. You could actually, make yourself a little house or something,
Yeah, get a
some
full
actual
get proper
fucking
building
doors.
like not as much as Sims build in, but the ability to
Like a
construct.
Fallout 76.
Yeah,
Yeah, like a Fallout 76 would be fucking awesome, and you could like collect posters and shit, throughout the game and put them in your own little house and shit. I think that'd be awesome.
Put your teddy in your bed.
Put your teddy in your bed.
that's it.
Yeah.
But even the Dumbgrass reinforcement mod that he's got on there, where you can take a standard house and board up the windows and sandbag some of the doors and stuff like that. Even that sort of element when it comes to
Oh yeah.
just being a survivor yourself and just being able to board up a few things to secure a house would be so much beneficial. But yeah, definitely right on the money. And Rabbit Ear TV, you are right, sitting in the bush, the old ghillie campers would be, if snakes were moving around, it would definitely be a whole different kettle of fish.
Yeah, that's a good point, Rabbit.
Yeah, 100%. And of course, overgrown towns and stuff. So the question with 1.20 is, are the vehicles better than they ever were? And do you guys drive them? We'll start off with
Or do you
Danny
have your own
first.
Uber driver?
Yeah, do you have an Uber driver?
Pretty.
I go ham. I literally go ham. I don't care. I drive them as fast as I can, as far as I can. I love the Humvees. I just go off road now. I don't even follow the road. I just know which way northwest is, and I know which way south is. I just point it and go. That's fun. So, I love driving them. I think about Saturday last week, two of my admins were following well, they got sniped because I had my admin base in Tissy. So I got killed there. I went back up there with them two, found an Olga on the way, and they knew where he was approximately because he kept trying to snipe him. So I basically chased him through the woods in Tissy with the Olga, doing donuts and spin outs, trying to get through the trees, but I was just going for it, and I didn't really give a crap. So he's being hunted in the woods by an Olga and two admins and snipers, and it's kind of funny. But we never found him, which is annoying.
So you don't mind driving them. Do you think they're better?
I don't think they're the same as 1.19. I don't really notice that much of a difference. But not for everyone obviously, but it kind of also depends on what console you play, because this whole driving factor comes on are you playing on an old generation or a new generation? And are you an Australian playing on a UK-based server? Because that will also take an effect, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%.
So if you take all that into consent together, it all kind of adds up to how well you will drive. So you might not drive too well on my server, but if you played on your Daydot server, you probably might drive just fine. And same with people from America. They might play really well on a New York-based server, but if they come on my server, they'll have a hard time driving. It's just an Nitrado thing. And obviously, your console generation also helps too, a lot.
Yeah, 100%.
Agree.
What about you, Brisburner? You think the cars have been improved, and do you drive them?
Yeah, I do drive them, like when I find them and that. But yeah, I agree with Danny. I think they're still the same as 1.19. I haven't really noticed that much change with them, to be honest.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
You agree with that, Vanilla?
Not really. Yeah, not really much change. The only one I kind of see a change in is the truck. Can't think of the name of it right now for some reason, but the truck, the cargo truck, it's they kind of fixed out a little bit of bugs in that. It's a little more drivable than it was uphill.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, they have put the truck back to how it should be. I know the Humvee itself is a little bit iffy, but I think you touched on probably the most valuable point when it comes to cars. It does come with the particular Xbox or console you're using, and the newer up versions will handle it 100 times better. Also, the region of server you're playing in, obviously a home-based server is going to be better. And also, I think one element you need to consider is what's in the server. If you're trying to drive on a server that is full of mods, you're going to come into issues straight off the bat where, you want a relatively clean server with low loot that I found finds the best or produces the best environment for a car to operate in.
Yeah, I guess it depends what you want your priority on your server to be as well. You know what I mean? If cars aren't really a priority on there, or if you do want cars to be a main feature, then you've got to accommodate for that.
Yeah, exactly right.
Heavily modded.
As an owner yourself, if you want those cars to be part of the I suppose, norm, that you have to obviously reduce some stuff. It's about give and take, and when it comes to ownership of an owner, if you pile more in, it will lag it up. You need to take away stuff as well as you put stuff in.
That was just the cutest thing I've just fucking heard. Sorry.
A little cutie. A little cutie.
Let's get them on the show.
That's it. Get some little
Son,
kids
of
on
course
here.
it's your son. You just got this. I imagine your family's just adorable.
He just
Well,
woke up from a nap.
that is, well, it's good timing for you because that's the end of our podcast. That was an absolute wicked podcast. We had a little technical difficulty at the start, but we sorted it all out. It's going to happen.
Hand over the kid.
That's it. Hand over the kid. Does anyone have any questions in chat that would like to delve onto our guests? And if you guests would like to prepare yourselves for the butchering that happens at the end, obviously once the outro kicks off, you guys can murder, shoot, maim, and destroy. Q, here's a little present for you because you'll probably need that. I see you're unarmed. We'll just wait until to see if there's any questions from the crowd. Oh.
I keep my guns safely hidden in my pockets.
That's it. It's got
Any prison pocket?
It's got it in the back pocket.
Yeah, you know.
I don't know. I put it there. That's how I know.
No, I think that's all done and dusted. So you guys can fire away whenever you like. Just leave Greedy out of it. until he's finished. Neb's lining me up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was the TTP podcast done and dusted. I'd like to thank my guests, Mr.
Brizzy
Danny
down.
Black, Brisburner, and Vanilla Love.
Oh, Briz is dead.
He's dead
That
now.
one out.
Of course, my co-host, Smileysgotagun, and ADKCue. You can always catch these guys live. Mr. Danny Black rolls the Black Zone, which we were on last night. Brisburner is the owner of the Dayz network. And Vanilla Love is the admin of Devil's Wasteland. All these servers will have their Discords and their tags on the actual video, the YouTube vid, which will be released later this week. But apart from that, thank you everybody for coming out. We'll be going live for the next couple of days ourselves. I know Smiley herself's going live. Danny, you're an absolute legend. Thanks for coming. Apart from that, we will catch you guys next week.